Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I am one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, finishing his three-course meal, LeRon Dawkins.
Hey, everyone. Yes, I'm full. I'm satisfied. I'm out of uniform. Yeah.
I don't believe it. He's going to be snacking in an hour.
I know. No, he's got a big bag of gummies or candy under his desk right now. Just...
What makes you?
I give
what
it.
Makes you think?
I give it 3 minutes before he starts rattling off.
Gummies. What makes you think that?
Also joining us is boss lady of the writing team, the mad pharmacist, Stephanie Klimov.
I don't know if I'm a boss anymore because I keep getting beaten out by you with the most written articles per month, man.
Look,
I've been dethroned.
When you write the most articles on the website in a month, you get to wear these cool bad boys, okay? Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I will send you a pair. I have an extra one. So, but we have a special guest here tonight. Streamer all the way from past the West Coast, BlondGirlGames. Hello, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
You guys, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. You want to tell everybody who you are and what you do and what games you play and all that kind of stuff? Because our audience might not know who you are.
A lot of people don't know me. I don't even know myself. I'm still trying to figure that out. But
aren't we all?
BlondGirlGames, Al, Alicia, a good time, whatever you want to call me. But I'm a variety streamer. But my bread and butter, I love JRPGs, especially turn-based JRPGs. Those are my absolute favorite. I have the Switch and the PS5 and a PS3. I'm not gonna lie, I play my Switch mostly, and I love the PS5, but I don't know. I just kind of a backlog on y'all know how it is. Y'all all know the backlog, backlog. But I'm playing 5 games right now because I keep starting and streaming, and Pokemon came out. Is everyone playing Pokemon right now?
Ooh, not me.
I am not. The struggle is real to see if I should get it or not. And our friend Galatrad, also a streamer and part of our Nintendo show, I watched him stream it last night. I'm like, I don't know, this looks pretty good. And he's like, yeah, you should get it. And I'm talking to Stephanie, and she's like, well, maybe if you don't need to play it right away, maybe you get it later. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do?
Well, the obvious answer is yes, play it. I'm just not trying to say you have to play it the second, because I know Nintendo games are a hefty $60. So.
All the time. Unless you wait, then they're like 100.
Real quick side note, Alicia, because I'm on your Twitter right now, and I noticed in your banner you have Fruits Basket. I love that anime to death.
Oh my gosh.
I'm obsessed.
I love Fruit Baskets. No one ever talks about it on Twitter, in my circles, but actually, let me show you what I have. It's a Zen garden, a fruits Zen garden. She fell. But yeah, isn't that adorable? I got it from Box Lunch. Has absolutely no use, but it's adorable and I love it.
Oh no, what did I do?
That's amazing. Well, now you have one other person to talk Fruits Basket with.
Yes.
Oh no, I did something. They're Switch friends, they're Fruits Basket friends.
You done messed up, man.
I know. It's okay. I'm bringing people together, LeRon. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Anyways. Thanks. Well, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know you kind of are time sensitive because of your child, but appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit tonight. Also, LeRon and Stephanie, thanks for holding it down last week while I was gone. It was
man. You were doing that. You were doing that hard work, weren't you?
I was, dude. That was a lot of hard work.
Faces.
Look, it was a lot of hard work last week. Okay,
It a lot of fun from all the posts. Looked like more fun than work.
No, it was a lot of work, guys. Okay, I gotta keep the professional face on.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm sad I missed Lore together. I love them. so much, and I'm glad.
They're awesome.
Oh, that was a wonderful experience. That was my first time seeing, well, not so much seeing them, but definitely hearing them and interacting with them.
I thought you were about to like reveal their identity like Spider-Man. You know, I thought they were finally going to show their faces.
Oh. Yeah, we didn't really pry that much, did we, Stephanie? We didn't do that much prying.
No,
but I was really thrown off by, and I don't think people could see it because of the tech issues, but Mystic, like, how do you explain it, LeRon? Like the Skype, like instead of their faces, he put like a feed of all the games that they covered.
Yeah, and for some strange reason, Skype wouldn't translate it correctly through the NDI source for OBS. I'm sorry if I'm nerd talk into it.
Because we
wanted that.
Yeah, we had our first edition of Tech Talk with LeRon last week.
Oh gosh. Let's. Is that a new show? Is that what you're pitching?
Hey, anytime I host a show, like you might get a Tech Talk.
Oh god.
Yeah.
What does a Tech Talk for After Dark look like, LeRon?
Ooh. Depends on what size batteries you have.
Oh Jesus Christ. Man.
What are those?
Anyways. Yeah, last week was fun. I am glad to be home though. West Coast time to East Coast time is still I'm still catching up, and it's been 4 days since I've been home. So
I think you're catching up from more than just jet lag.
No, that's not true.
Mm-hmm. We saw them pictures.
Listen, I went to bed bright and early every night.
All right, so on a scale from Ubisoft to Activision Blizzard, how crazy was this party?
Oh god, no, it wasn't.
How crazy was this company get together?
Look, it wasn't that crazy. Then none of the things we did were that crazy. It was just like a lot of fun times and a lot of like adults having a party and being friendly with each other. Okay, it was just a good time.
Stephanie, it sounds like he read the HR manual about what to say after you come back from a company
I did.
trip.
I had to get certified in sexual harassment before we went to California, because California, if you do business in California, there's like they have a lot of stricter rules out there than like we do out here, I guess, apparently. And you have to have like I literally have a certificate that says I am certified in knowing what sexual harassment is. So
Cali don't play.
Put it on the wall, because that's pretty impressive.
I have a bulletin board over here. I'm just gonna slap it right in the middle. You know, maybe I'll get it framed. It'll go right next to my wedding picture and my child's 1-month-old picture.
Yeah, Cali don't play with people.
Nope. But yeah, it was a good time. I got these cool glasses. I also got a bunch. We did this thing called a Yankee swap, which is like everybody brings a gift from their hometown and then like passes it around, and somebody gets a random gift. And of course, the one person I get, Carl, I know you're watching. My daughter stole the hat. I'm sorry. I am sorry. My daughter stole the hat, but I got a bunch of Chiefs stuff. Kansas City Chiefs stuff, and I'm like, this one stings a little, Carl. You're lucky I like you, Carl, but it still stings, okay? Still stings. So, I wish I could find my necklace. Look, my daughter stole all my stuff. The necklace was like the coolest part.
Well, she's got good taste.
I know. Anyways, where were we at? What are we doing? Anybody else have any cool stories that happened last week before we get into like housekeeping and stuff?
Are we talking about like what we're? Oh, not what we're playing. Just like.
I just want to know if anybody else did anything cool.
I don't have a life.
You're right.
Child rearing, working, yeah.
All month, all year.
Hey, kids are important, I hear. All right. Well, this is the Boss Rush Podcast, the flagship show of the Boss Rush Network, where each and every week we get together with our friends from around the internet to talk about everything we love about games, movies, and more. You can catch the Boss Rush Podcast every Wednesday night live on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Network or on our YouTube and podcast services every Monday morning. You can support us at Patreon for just $1. You get After Dark, Standard Definition 2 weeks early, and Boss Rush Presents 3 days early, as well as this show on Fridays instead of Mondays. Remember, you can follow us on all social media at Boss Rush Network. Join our Discord and Facebook group. You can find all of our shows and content on bossrush.net. Store updates. The Disney shirts, the Standard Def Disney shirts are up. The Standard Def Indiana Jones shirts are up. And the Standard Def Marvel shirts are up. So if you want to catch up on Standard Def and rep your favorite show. By the way, LeRon, Mass Effect shirts are coming.
Hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah. We getting a
Mass
nice
Effect shirt?
We getting a nice ass N7 shirt?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be like the Mass Effect logo, but it's going to be a Standard Def shirt.
Oh, if we do like a standard def of any Nintendo IPs, we probably won't be able to do that, won't we?
Nope.
I don't look, I don't know. Disney let me use their font. Okay. If Disney can let you.
Hey, well, you weren't able to do Nintendo POW block.
It's because I wrote Nintendo on the shirt, and Nintendo is trademarked.
I'm shaking my fist at the sky right now.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo!
Good luck. Good luck.
I know.
That's what happens when your favorite gaming company is not your friend.
Look, Nintendo will get you, okay? They don't care.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo will get you.
They say they're your friend, and then they'll get you, right? Then they
Lies.
they just take down like a ton of videos off of her something? Some YouTube stuff?
They probably did. They probably did.
I don't know.
Disney will hunt you down. Like, I heard that they try to get elementary schools or something. Like, yeah, for like playing a movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Disney will get you too. Disney is
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Disney's just the white American Nintendo, right? So they'll get you.
It's gonna roll the world. It's gonna roll the world in 10 years.
Yeah, it's true. They'll just buy everything, and then Apple will buy them, and then Apple will then rule the world. And then everything will just be owned by Google, Apple, and Microsoft.
What about
and
Amazon? Yep.
So, I love companies that just want to take over the world. That's, yeah, I don't know. I love Disney. I love Nintendo. I love Microsoft. They're just gonna buy me someday, maybe. I'm for sale, guys.
What's your price?
Look.
Oh wait. You should say this for After Dark.
Yeah. All right. Let's put a pin in that.
Yeah,
All right.
just put a pin in it.
It's my topic. It's totally my topic.
Oh boy.
So another reason why you guys should sign up for Patreon. It's a low price to get this premium content early.
Oh,
what
God.
is Corey's price?
Premium, yes, premium content. That's what we're selling here. At the...
Yes. Naughty video games.
Oh
Come
my
on,
gosh, there's a lot.
Yes.
There's a lot. We are scheduled through almost April.
That's incredible.
That's amazing.
So like in like a couple weeks, everybody gets a week off, except for this show because we don't record in advance. It's okay. All right. Well, since we only have you for a little bit, do we want to talk about what we're playing, or do you have a topic you want to talk about, or do we just want to talk about what we're playing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're our esteemed guest. Do you want to tell us what you're playing? How's Pokemon going?
Oh, I feel like there's so many like conflicting like conflicts. I feel like, well, I don't know. I'll say that, but I feel like the majority of like everyone who plays it loves it. I feel like for me, I have no standards. Like when I play a Pokemon game, like I'm just trying to play Pokemon. Like I'm not trying to get some like intense gaming Red Dead Redemption experience. You know what I mean? Like it's just Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since I was 5. Like, but this new one, it's insane. Like, I mean, I don't know. It just reminds me a lot of Breath of the Wild, and I feel like they really listened to the. Okay, but they didn't listen to the fans, but like it's like they kind of provided everything everyone asked for, and that's what people asked for.
You said Breath of the Wild. I'm sold.
Yeah, I have to agree with her because when people say, "Oh, that's a Breath of the Wild version of Pokemon," I'm like, pfft. But when I started playing it, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's a hell of a lot like it." Not just because of the scenery, but there's crafting and side quests. So like, there's so much about it that actually is just a Pokemon version of it. Obviously, I put Zelda up here and Pokemon, like just kind of my own personal preference. But yeah, totally agree with you on that.
Man.
Yeah, and I can like there's just what do you think about like the whole Pokédex thing? Like or not how I don't know, it's just like you have to do like all these missions to fill your Pokédex. Like I feel like it would take forever.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't be so anal retentive about filling every single spot, but I do appreciate in a sense that, in the traditional Pokemon games, which I only played the first 2 generations, Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, done. But it's the same stuff. You just capture Pokemon and it automatically fills the Pokédex. This actually kind of forces me to be curious, like, oh, what happens if I do feed this Pokemon? What happens? Whatever. So it just adds like just an additional layer of interest. So
right. I like personally with Pokemon games, I feel like they don't have like a lot of replayability in the sense of like, okay, complete the Pokédex, like whatever. Yeah. You gotta trade people and stuff. Like back in the day, I didn't have nobody to trade Pokemon with. You could just connect on the internet and trade with strangers.
I know. I bought 2 Game Boys and a link cable and 2 versions to trade Pokemon. That's how many friends I had.
Oh, have you run into like finding people's satchels now? I just found my first person's like random satchel. Like, who the heck satchel is this? And then I got like a reward for like returning it.
Yeah, so let me tell you about that. I'm just playing it or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I need to get down here. I'm just gonna jump off this mountain or whatever. Like, no big deal. Can't do that. Can't just jump off mountains. You will die and lose all your stuff. I was like, what in tarnation? I'm like, I just lost all my stuff. Like, since when do we hurt like this? You're invincible. So they really did Zelda it up.
Yeah. Nice. What other games are you playing? Because I know you said you're playing like around 5 games at the same time. Like, what else are you?
So, I was playing Dragon Quest 11. It's my first in like the series. I played it for the PS4 a couple years ago, and I didn't know there was like a fast mode, or maybe that version wasn't out yet. It was just kind of slow for me, and I sold it. And then my friends were like, oh, you need to play it, because I had just finished like Pokemon Brilliant Pearl and Tales of Arise. Like Tales of Arise, that was my first Tales game. Okay, I'm a big Final Fantasy nerd, so like, I still haven't gotten really big in these other franchises. Apparently I picked like the worst Tales game to start with, Tales of Vesperia or whatever. It's like a controversial Tales that apparently everyone doesn't like. That was my first one. So I played Tales of Arise. It was actually my first PS5 game, and yeah,
I love Tales of Arise.
Yeah, I played 100.
Tales of Arise is great.
Oh,
yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I just bought Pokemon, so thanks, guys.
Oh wow!
It's your guys' fault.
Oh, don't thank me.
Virtual?
I'm not thanking you, LeRon.
Yeah.
No, LeRon, you made me buy Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and I've been waiting for you to say, "Hey, let's play." Well, thank God you haven't said "let's play" recently, because y'all are gonna be shocked when y'all hear what I've been up to.
Oh boy, jeez. What? Okay, well, you led with it. What are you doing?
I didn't play any games at all since the last podcast.
Wow.
I'm too busy watching Star Trek and Book of Boba Fett, and
I've been doing that, but I mean, like I haven't had like real tangible time to like sit down and play games, because like Monster Hunter Rise, I'm at least gonna be playing 2 hours of that, in one sitting. Get back from Mass Effect, there's 3 hours of my night gone. So I mean, but honestly, I just been way too busy. Like me and my roommate just hunkered down and like just basically tried to get this house nailed down before Lunar New Year. And yeah, so for the last few nights after work, like that's all I've been doing, like getting the house straight. As you see, there's more light in my room because I have a new lamp.
Congratulations.
I love Lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
but-
but you know what? I think you said it in either the last Crossroads or the Crossroads prior when you mentioned your roommate in Lunar New Year, and like I was nodding so hard when I heard it because I celebrate Lunar New Year and I felt the stress. I'm like, everything needs to be clean by the first.
Everything needs to be cleaned by the first. Yeah.
It's like we're damned for the rest of the year.
Yeah, like I myself don't particularly celebrate and stuff like that, but I do respect cultures and stuff, and it was a big deal. It was a big deal for my roommate because this is his first house that he actually owns and pays a mortgage on and stuff like that. And his parents he's Vietnamese, so his parents are. I'm not gonna say they're like stalwart, but they're technically they're all a family of immigrants. Like nobody's actually first generation in the family yet. Like his brother just recently got married, so like whenever him and his wife have kids, they will officially have the first generation for their entire family here.
Yeah. That's how my life is.
So yeah, so everything is basically like it's to tradition. Yeah. So I respect it. I'm one of those people. You guys have learned by now, given that you guys are with me on After Dark. You guys know, like I go out of my way to make sure I respect people's traditions, their values, and things like that. So yeah. So yeah, like I just crossed over into season 2 of Cobra Kai. Like I'm really starting to love the show. I was digging it from the first season, but you can tell there's a tonal shift in the writing. Like something happened in the back half of the first season that now it's like, oh, these guys are taking it seriously now.
I can tell you what happened. Netflix acquired it from YouTube. That's
they got that Netflix money. That's exactly what it was. And yeah, like it just got renewed for season 5. So that's something.
Yeah.
Wow, there's already 5 seasons?
Well, they just wrapped up number 4. They just wrapped up number 4 like less than a month ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I
can't believe that show lasted that long. I thought it would last for like.
I thought it was like 1 or 2. I thought it was gonna be a 1 or 2 season show,
Yeah.
and then when I kept hearing like, oh, new season of Cobra Kai, I was like, huh?
Jeez, what's happening here? Look, people love Karate Kid, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, like, of course, I'm celebrating because we got announcement dates for Picard season 2, Star Trek Picard season 2, the first season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Discovery's been renewed for a 5th season, and Prodigy's been renewed for a 2nd season. So yeah, like I'm happy.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, and my boyfriend started watching Star Trek.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Yeah.
What's happening? LeRon's playing Nintendo games. His boyfriend's
They're
watching Star Trek.
influencing each other.
God.
And I've indoctrinated a new Trekkie.
That's
Star Trek's the one with the Jedis, right?
Yep, that one.
Got
that
you.
one. That one. The Space Wizards.
Oh man, you can stay.
Luckily, I'm not one of those Trekkies that get bent out of shape when people do that.
But you just referred to yourself as a Trekkie, so you're pretty deep in the sauce.
Oh yeah. But at the same time, I actually love Star Wars too. But but I do love like the new stuff that's been going on Disney Plus, like Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, of course, like the revivals of the animated series. I'm hoping we get some new stuff with Star Wars Rebels, but I'm not hanging on to that hope too much.
What about Marvel? Like
Marvel, yeah.
I'm just a huge Marvel stan. I love Marvel anything.
Okay, here's your test.
Oh,
here's
God.
your test. How do you feel about Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh no, here we go.
I've actually never finished it.
Ha! Nobody has except for LeRon.
How far did you get?
Golly, I stopped really like first season.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. I'm done talking.
LeRon, I promise we will do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for standard def. I promise.
But all the other TV shows, since like in Infinity War Endgame, man, they are so good.
Yeah, the production value on them is just too much. Like, I mean, like I can't say for. I can say this definitely. There is none of these new Disney Plus ones. I I don't dislike any of them. I mean, it's just one of those situations where like all of them are good. Like each one is like pressing different envelopes, you know, like setting the bar higher.
WandaVision, though, that was just like...
WandaVision was amazing.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
What I've got to ask is, what's your like top 3? It doesn't have to be in order, 1, 2, 3. What's your like top 3 like favorite like Marvel like movie set, like Thor or Captain America?
I can actually give it to you in numerical order. Okay.
She has a chart.
Right
there. And this actually changed up a little bit. So I'd say 1 and 2 are probably Infinity War and Endgame. I like both of them. I just thought they were like next level. Okay, maybe not in order, but Shang-Chi blew my mind. Like, it was so good. I'm actually Vietnamese too, but I love like just seeing like Asian culture representative and stuff, and all the actors, like they were great. It was just it was such a good movie.
Simu Liu is awesome, and I don't know if you've seen Kim's Convenience on Netflix. It's a Canadian show, and it's so freaking funny. But yes, Shang-Chi is great.
I enjoyed it.
And then I don't know if I'm like allowed to just be open about it.
Yes.
But
Spider-Man. Yeah. Which Spider-Man?
The new one.
I mean. Oh, so the new. Okay, because I haven't seen the latest one yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. It's okay. No. Everybody knows what happens.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. Go.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh
no. Well, given that I haven't seen Spider-Man or Eternals yet, and I can only go up as far as Shang-Chi, but my top 3, like, still my number 1 film is Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
It's also mine.
My next to that is Ant-Man, the first one. Yeah, and after that, I'm probably gonna say like, it's probably gonna be Thor Ragnarok.
I feel like that's a very controversial, like, not controversial. Like, I just feel like it's unique. Like, it's interesting. They're not. Here's the
reason why I like Ant-Man. Well, number 1, Ant-Man is like, if it was not attached to the Marvel universe, Ant-Man was just a phenomenal movie all on its own by itself, you know. But the fact that they add but the fact that, you know, like, it gelled with the MCU is amazing. I love because I don't really suffer from MCU fatigue like a lot of people say they do and stuff like that. But, you know, like, when we have so many serious movies that are going in one direction and stuff like that, you know, a movie that's basically a side story but actually fits into the canon is great, you know, for me, because like it helps me take a break from like keeping track of everything else that's going on in this story, you know, like and you know, like the main thing that Ant-Man did was Ant-Man was basically a tie-in or a prelude to Civil War, which actually I take it back. Ragnarok's off the list. Civil War is my third pick.
Civil War is one of my favorites too.
Yeah,
like that was great.
No, it was just the whole thing when Hawkeye like meets T'Challa for the first time, and he's like, "I'm Clint," and T'Challa's like, "I don't care."
Wow.
Yeah, those are my 3. And notice 2 of the 3 were Captain America movies.
For me, I separate like Avengers titles versus like non-Avengers specific. So if I go non-Avengers specific, I love Shang-Chi, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie, and Black Panther. Like, those are my 3. And then when it comes to like Avenger types, it's Infinity War, Endgame, and Age of Ultron. I know it's an odd choice because most people like don't really favor that, but I feel like it's very underrated.
Age of Ultron is a good movie.
I feel like it got
vision. That's kind of like how it all started. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, we know how that turned up. Like, it's just really cool. Like, after watching Infinity War and Endgame and then rewatching everything, it kind of just like, wow, okay, the Stones were just going through them and this whole entire time and all this crazy stuff was happening. That's why I nerd out about it, because it's just like, how did they manage to get all of these movies to just gel together, and the timeline from freaking 2007 or whenever Iron Man first came out, like,
oh yeah, They're able to
07.
gel them all together
Mhm.
pretty seamlessly. I'm like,
Yeah,
mind blown.
we just talked about this, LeRon, the other night when we did Iron Man 2 for standard
Yeah.
def. It's like, I feel like the movies that we didn't like before because we were
Have
kind of like
redeemed themselves.
they've
yeah.
they've redeemed themselves as the series has progressed, because you start to see all the little pieces they were setting up, and I really feel like Age of Ultron is gonna fall into that camp when we rewatch that too. It's like,
Oh,
I like Age of Ultron. I really like Age of
I
Ultron.
do too.
I know
too.
I'm
I've
in
seen
the
Age of Ultron I've seen it quite a few times. Like I actually enjoyed it, and I don't know, like I know this name is a dirty word to say, but I actually like Joss Whedon's content and stuff like that. For better or for worse, how shitty of a director
You can separate
he is.
the art from the artist, though.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I stopped listening to R. Kelly songs. I don't listen to his shit anymore.
I mean, Remix to Ignition is still a bumping track.
Okay, y'all, this is funny you say that because I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Chris Brown. Some of his old music is just a bop, but
Yeah.
I struggle with listening to it because I'm like, Jesus, he's a freaking woman.
He's a nightmare. He's a nightmare.
I know, and so like I'm
Like
just
the-
like, or even worse, Harry Potter. My son's nursery is Harry Potter. Like I love Harry Potter, and
Yeah. JK is problematic.
Oh.
And that's being nice.
yeah. I mean, at first it was like, every other comment where you're like, oh, maybe she just said something stupid, and then it just like blew up from there. So
Yeah, I mean, like a collection of small dumb comments usually leads down a path of like, well,
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I mean, she never really said anything that was like one thing that was like extremely like, oh my gosh, but when you start adding up all the little things, like you're like,
Well,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
almost I hate trans people. Like that's pretty much her whole entire thing,
Right?
yeah.
But that's really hard for me too, especially because like growing up, like watching, reading Harry Potter, it's like, a lot of people like there's a lot of good stuff in there. So it's just like, geez, how can someone so hateful?
So yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, especially because, like, when the whole plot line, like, I was dumb when I was reading them when I was younger, but, like, reading them and watching the movies when I got older, like, the whole plot line with Hermione being, like, basically their version of racist or, like, mixed whatever, because she's a mudblood, like, because, it's like, you would think that she would, like, understand some of that. Like...
I'm a terrible person because I always bust out laughing anytime I hear the word muggle. I'm a terrible person.
I mean, look, I get that, but I mean, like, I just feel like that whole storyline with her is like, well, she's different than everybody else, and they learn to accept her, and then there's like obviously Slytherins are like, blah, 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 blah.
Art imitates life because of her quote unquote deficiency, like she basically strives to be the best and represent the best that she can with all the stuff she does. I mean, she's a top tier magician.
It's true. I'm a Ravenclaw, by the way, in case you guys need to know.
Ravenclaw.
I am a Ravenclaw too.
Ooh.
No, I feel a little left out.
Are you a Huffle?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
To be
Don't
fair,
feel left out.
I feel like I'm not a Ravenclaw because that's like where all the smart serious kids go, and I'm like,
You have Slytherin qualities to you. Bro.
whoa, that's
You do, especially after your text and Twitter history from last week. Especially.
Hey now.
Well, when the Harry Potter video game comes out, I'm sure that'll play a role in that you'll be.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to report back on that when that game comes out.
Nope, they're gonna connect it to your Pottermore account, and you're just gonna get all the stuff siphoned into there. Like you're already gonna be chosen, and I'll just skip the whole thing.
I don't remember my login information for Pottermore.
See, I don't want to sign up for Pottermore just for that though.
Yeah,
they're gonna make you.
When I was in college, I actually took a Harry Potter class. That was around too when the whole Pottermore stuff, but that class is where I learned Dumbledore was gay. So I not picked that up at all through the movie or through the books or anything like that. So I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how veiled that was. Like it wasn't out in front. Like it's it's weird because like
well, also
normally,
in the 90s, like being gay in the 90s is different than being gay now, obviously.
That's true. That's true. But normally, especially with a woman writer, like normally, like it's nuanced a little better, in the writing and stuff like that. But the fact that no one picked up on it until it was said, in extended canon is something.
Now, I'm not trying to now like speak praises to her, but I'm just saying, like, at least like it did, because unfortunately sometimes people will just throw in a gay character just to check off the box.
Just to check off a box and then ultimately kill them, which, spoiler alert.
Or like be very patronizing. So I mean that I don't know. I just at least want to acknowledge that.
Yeah, like Dumbledore actually had a purpose in the entire franchise. He did.
He's not defined by his sexuality.
Yep.
Fantastic Beast is, it has to kind of address that too, because like it's about Grindelwald, and I think they definitely alluded more that they had a relationship in those movies.
Yeah.
Also, Jude Law looks fantastic in a 3-piece suit.
Oh.
Why? How are they going to address
Jude
that?
Law looks fantastic. Jude Law looks fantastic. He could wear a raggedy towel and he'd look fantastic. What are you talking about?
Just
in
saying.
this house, we stand Jude Law.
I'm just saying they're gonna have to address the three-piece suit to the long wizardy crazy robes.
Dude, I was watching the Sherlock Holmes movies, not for Robert Downey Jr.
Jude Law with a swirly mustache.
What's funny? What's funny is like Jude Law, like him playing Watson. It was so funny because it was like who looks like that and plays like a prude, like just like that, because he was very prudish in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, look at yourself in the mirror. You cannot be a prude.
Wow. Oh man, good movies, good times.
Yeah.
Who's
Corey? Did you say your 3?
Did I say my 3 Marvel movies? Oh, are we still?
Yeah.
We're still on that.
I mean, we got on a tangent because we got to J.K. Rowling and R. Kelly and Chris Brown.
Oh God.
Oh, life comes at you fast, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I think, is the best.
That's why we brothers.
I know.
Y'all have hot takes.
Yeah. I love that movie. I like the grounded stuff. I like that. Let's see. I'm trying to go through all the movies in my head. There's so many now. I gotta sit here playing it out.
Doctor Strange, I loved.
Oh, Doctor Strange was great. I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming recently, and I was like, man, I didn't give this movie enough credit when I saw it the first time. Like, I liked it, but it inched into the top 10 for me. Yeah. After rewatching it.
So are we including the shows in this or not?
Just the movies. Just the movies. Let's the shows are his own thing.
Yeah.
Own animal.
Let's see. I'm kind of going through them real quick here. So Winter Soldier I really love. I actually really like the first Captain America movie a lot. Mostly because
it's because of Peggy Carter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Peggy got the sauce.
She's got all the sauce.
I love the scene where Tommy Lee Jones throws the dud grenade and he jumps, like he doesn't even think, he just jumps on the grenade and it's like
yeah, it's good, I'm telling you.
And Tommy Lee was like, there's your hero right there.
Yeah. And then I would also have to say, oh my gosh, there's so many. I really, so Infinity War and Endgame, I guess, that's I feel like you have to have that somewhere on your list because those two movies together pulled together so many threads and did it perfectly. And in Endgame, when you just hear Captain America standing there with the broken shield and Thor's hammer, and you just hear your he's standing there and it gets quiet and all you hear is on your left, and you just start seeing all the portals open up. Oh my gosh, when we were at the theater, and he yelled Avengers and then he said assemble. Dude, the whole theater was just
the
erupted.
whole theater just howled.
Like you couldn't hear anything that was happening in the movie for like the next 5 minutes. It was insane.
Well, I remember after Infinity War, because I always go to the midnight shows or whatever. I just remember walking out and no one said a word.
It was like everybody's puppy just died.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, like oh my like I remember like I felt my heart sink when Okoye was saw T'Challa just like fade in front of her. She was like, my God. I was like, oh man, this is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you should have went for the head. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
That and poor Wanda having to kill the love of her life and then having it rewound on her and having someone else murder him.
WandaVision really encompassed, like, you can't even imagine the despair of everything she has went through until WandaVision, because like everyone she has ever loved ever.
So much grief, yeah.
Oof. And like I know it's up in the air, like I don't know if they're gonna make her like the bad guy or you know what I mean in this next one, so I'm kind of curious how they handle that.
Yeah
She was like, as I'm not really like, I don't really care for like the cosmic or like the magical stuff that really happens in these movies, and I understand that that's where they're going, and I'm just gonna have to suck it up and watch it anyway, because that's who I am. But like WandaVision, Wanda was like the most relatable. She was the most relatable any of these characters have been for me, at least like, in the entire run.
I feel like anyone that's actually sat down and watched all, what was it, 9? Wait, was it 9 episodes of WandaVision?
I think it was 8.
It was 8. Okay, anyone that sat there and watched that, like the one thing that WandaVision did well is it made the central character as human as possible. If there wasn't something about the character that didn't resonate with you, it didn't have to be the grief. It could have been just that she wanted to be left alone. You know, it could, you know, if it wasn't that, it was the fact that she really wanted a family. If it wasn't that, you know, it was almost like she just wanted to check out.
It could have just been the simple fact that she wanted something that, you know, she couldn't have, you know, like it could have been something as simple as that.
In Ultron, she's only supposed to be 16.
Yeah.
Like you never think she's that young. So like she has to be like hella young and, you know.
But I will say this about WandaVision and then we can move on if we want to. I did like how they actually explained how like she got her powers, because I mean, you know we see them in Age of Ultron, and we kind of know they have something going on, and we saw them at the end of what was the movie? Which movie were they? I think were they featured in the end credits? Because it showed her. It showed her doing the thing with the magic with the blocks, and all of a sudden she just smashes them.
Yeah. God,
what
it
movie?
was the one right before Age of Ultron. What movie was that?
It was before Age.
Was it Civil War?
No, it wasn't Civil War. No, right before Age of Ultron.
Was it Guardians? Was it at the end of the Guardians, or was that? No, that wasn't it either.
No,
it's crazy.
No.
We're just like
Thor, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. There's too many things going on here.
Because, well, wherever it was at, like it happened right before like the mid season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they showed Von Strucker and Dr. List, you know, for the first time in those end credits, and then they were prominent figures, and then Von Strucker and List were prominent figures throughout the rest of season 1 and season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Subtle agents plug.
Oh man, good times. Well, whose turn is it? Stephanie, is it your turn?
I think so. I can keep brief. I don't really have too much going on. I'm just trying to be more focused than I was in 2021. So on my PlayStation, I started Act 2 of Ghost of Tsushima. Sadly, my Xbox hasn't been turned on in a while. I can only handle so much at once. And then I'm playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. I gotta like make some ground with those because in February I want to play. I don't know if it's Sifu or Sifu because I asked my.
I think everybody's been pronouncing it Sifu.
Sifu. Yeah.
Okay. Because that's going to mess with me because it's meant to be based off of like Chinese martial arts. But in Chinese, it's pronounced Sifu, which means master. So like in my brain, it should be Sifu, but everyone's like Sifu. I'm like, no, that's Chinese for seafood. Like it just messes with my head.
To be fair, it is probably a bunch of white guys trying to pronounce it. So. I don't know if you've been on the internet in the video game space for a while, but there's a lot of white guys. There's a lot of people who look like me talking about this stuff. So.
We're all fucking gaijin.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's really it. I'm just focused on those 2 games until February and March kind of really pick up.
Yeah. I also didn't really play much. I got further in Metroid Dread. I'm trying to finish that before I start anything else because if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. That's literally all I played because I was really busy last week. I had 0 time last week to do anything. Also, I caught up on the Book of Boba Fett, which is I don't know. I have things to say, but I want to wait till other people have watched it to talk about it.
But you're caught up because I keep hearing people just went nuts about this episode that just came on.
I didn't watch the episode that came out today. I'm gonna watch. I usually watch it after we record while I'm editing. This is usually when I watch it. But, anyways, well, we're at a point where I know you have to leave. But
no,
I know. I'm sorry we started late. We had a meeting. But you can come back anytime for a full episode because that would probably be awesome.
Yes, please come back.
Yes, please
come back. You're awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. I loved it. Like I said, now I'm like following y'all on social media and stuff, so that's really
I followed
cool.
you back. I followed you back.
But you'll have to teach me more about, those Star Wars treks or whatever,
Yes. So remind everybody where they can find you before you leave so people know where to.
Okay. Before I head out, it's BlondGirlGames, blonde without the E, like Frank Ocean. Not that I named it after Frank Ocean, but if Frank Ocean says it's cool for me. So BlondGirlGames, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Twitter. I don't want y'all to know where else I'm at because it might not be great for the brand. But other than that, it was so great talking to y'all. And like I said, I can't wait to do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
We'll see you online.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So who has a topic? We'll probably only do one topic today, just because.
Well, I feel like what we just talked about was its own topic by itself.
Yeah,
it kind of was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So who's got one?
Stephanie, tell me you have one.
Oh, crap. Okay, I was just about to type in the chat that I really need to go to the bathroom. Let me see. Hold on.
Oh, well, you know what? Now would be a good time to pause for a commercial break.
Commercial break.
Wait, we do commercial breaks now?
Well, we're trying to incorporate them.
Yeah, we're trying to incorporate them. We don't have any commercials, but LeRon and I will start one.
Well, okay, but before we do that, let me just pull up, because I did jot down notes. Not that I have a lot of notes, but I created a Google Doc just for myself. To keep track of topic ideas because, oh man, I don't know where it is.
Is there not a thing in the Discord that says topic ideas?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Stephanie, I even color coded all of it for you.
No, and that's been super helpful. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Because you know why? Because it's on Google Sheets, not Google Docs. Oh my goodness gracious.
Sheets and Docs. They'll get you.
Yeah, this is what happens when I try to be too organized. I make up too much stuff, and then I just shoot myself in the foot. Let's see what I got. If it's interesting. Boss rush ideas. Oh, is pre-ordering a game ever truly worth it? Because I pre-ordered Pokemon Legends Arceus to be delivered by GameStop. I have pre-ordered games before from Target and they came late, like Skyward Sword HD. That came late. So I'm like, I'm not doing Target, I'll do GameStop. And I wanted it delivered because I work on weekdays. Didn't think I'd be able to get out to GameStop on that Friday. Not only was it going to be late just in general, but we got hit by a huge nor'easter, and I couldn't get it till like 4 days after release.
Ooh.
And all I got were some art postcards. Not that I'm like poo-pooing on that. It's better than nothing. But I'm like, I don't know if it arriving 4 days late is worth these art postcards that are just going to collect dust on my shelf. Because it's not like, I highly doubt that's going to be worth like $500 in 10 years. I hate to say it, that I don't think that. So anyway, that's why I want to ask the question, because now I'm just kind of fed up. Because unless it's like, buying a new generation console, like that's hard, right? That's what she said. But what are the odds of a video game coming out minus something as big as like Elden Ring? Elden Ring. Oh my goodness, I was going to a completely different name. Elden Ring. Other than that, like, is it worth pre-ordering a game anymore? Or at all?
I feel like it's more of a no than a yes, and because I've been doing this video game shit for a long time, and some of the swag you used to get back in the PS2 era was, back in the PS2 era and previously was just fucking phenomenal. And I'll tell you what killed it for me. When Metal Gear Solid 3 was coming, Metal Gear Solid 4 was coming out for on PS3. Okay, so when it was announced, like I can't remember everything that you were supposed to get. When it was announced, though, like if you bought the collector's, if you spent like the $30 extra for the collector's edition, you were supposed to get a ton of stuff. And ultimately, because the game had a slight delay and some other things are going on, and budget concerns like kind of hurt like the production of all the deluxe edition content stuff, that you wound up getting significantly less than what you signed up for. Like you wound up getting like 2 Blu-rays. One was all in the making of, all that stuff, and another one was like a retrospective. And then I can't remember what else was it. But I know this. That was when I wound up getting that. When I wound up getting my final product after I had paid for it like almost a year in advance, I was like, you know what? It's time to rethink this whole pre-order thing. It's definitely time to rethink this whole deluxe edition, collector's edition pre-order thing. Now, on the other front, the other reason why I say it's more of a no than a yes is because where Stephanie was saying that, like games, get delayed for like the most, well, the actual delivery of the game gets delayed, on the day of, or past the day of. I experience the same problem when it comes to freaking digital games that I pre-order online. Like everything says like most times, like most games, like they flip the switch at usually 11:59 p.m. Your relative time and stuff like that. Shit, like Monster Hunter Rise for some strange reason. When I pre-ordered for Nintendo Switch, that I couldn't play that game until like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then when the PC version of Monster Hunter Rise came out, I didn't wind up playing that until 2 o'clock because it wasn't available. It was just sitting there. It would download soon and all this stuff. And it seems like getting your games on time is kind of a bitch sometimes.
Yep.
And so usually if I'm going to pre-order, if I pre-order, I'm going to pre-order digital. Because I've also started shifting my ways to where like I don't need to go to a store anymore, and like I'm tired of moving and packing shit. So like I'm tired of like having all this clutter that I have to like put in boxes and figure out where I'm going to store it and house it when I get to my new place and stuff like that. So I usually wind up doing digital, but if I pre-order physical, like it's something I absolutely wanted. So like I don't, because also the other problem is, and I learned this working for GameStop. GameStop culture is like pre-order or you won't get it. So you guys remember when Grand Theft Auto 3 was coming out? That was one of those games where it was like pre-order or you won't get it. So why you walk into a GameStop and this is after the first day that it's been released? Why you walk into a GameStop and there's like 200 copies sitting on their back shelf? Mm-hmm. 200 copies ready for sale, not 200 copies that like 3/4 of these are pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, like Breath of the Wild, like that was a huge Nintendo game, and that I think it launched with the Switch. Couldn't find a freaking Switch anywhere, but
You can find the game.
I bought the game first thing without the console. It was there.
Yeah, that game had a really hilarious attach rate for like the first 6 months. It was like, for the first 6 months, the attach rate was over 100% because people would buy the game before they found a Switch because they wanted to play it, and then when they bought a Switch, like, they could play it. It was just hilarious.
I mean, it's good input because honestly, I've never really pre-ordered anything, and then when I got more involved with the gaming community, like Boss Rush, and I'm starting talking to people who are more passionate about games, I started getting a bit of FOMO, and I'm like, you know, I very rarely even get games day one until like Breath of the Wild was an exception, and now like if there are games I really want, I definitely will get day one because I like to buy games when they're on sale. I'm a bit cheap like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I gotta feed my child, so obviously
priorities,
These are
right?
priorities.
Just make him dig in the couch. That's fine.
But the thing is that what, digging in the couch? I mean, we can find a couple Cheerios.
No, I was gonna say my daughter, all she eats is peanut butter, so like, it's cheap. It's fine.
Just buy the big tub. Here you
Yeah.
go. Here's a spoon.
Well, we buy these little like the little dipper packets,
Mhm.
and that you're supposed to like dip stuff in, like celery or carrots or naan or whatever, and then it's like now she just takes a spoon and just shovels it in.
A girl after my own heart. There you go. But anyway, I think I care about getting certain games on day one now is because I'm part of the writing team. And I do want to be able to write more game reviews. So while I might not get every game day one, like I wanted to write Pokemon Legends Arceus at first impressions. I mean, we still pushed it out today, but ideally we would have pushed it out the Sunday, the weekend of the release. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's hard, and especially for small creators like us, like it's like we don't have any like hands in any buckets to like, you know, any PR buckets yet to like say, hey, can we review your game or anything, you know, and also you kind of got to be careful about that because like embargoes are really tricky, as I've learned with where I work now. It's like, man, those, like, if you miss one sentence on there, they're coming after you, you know, and it's just like, it's rough. But I think honestly, I think if your content is good enough, people will come to you anyway. You know, I think that's how we've rolled for a long time, you know, and I think people come to us because our content is good, not necessarily because we're the latest and greatest, you know.
sorry if I missed it. I had to step away for like 2 seconds. But Corey, do you pre-order anything?
I used to. In like bigger games, I will like usually digitally pre-order them, and then if there's certain series that I collect the physical copies of just to have, like Halo or Gears or Zelda, right? And I'll buy it digitally, and then I'll usually, like, the weekend after the game comes out, it's usually $5 or $10 off on Amazon, and I'll just order it on Amazon because Pokemon Arceus right now is $49.99 on Amazon.
Motherfucker, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the physical copy.
That's the other thing, and you see that's the other thing too. Like, you know, like shit, you can walk into Walmart and every new game is $10 off automatically.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Walmart. Walmart. That's the way they push their physical sales for games because like they take
the hit on their profit for games, so you can go in there and buy a bunch of other crap you don't need.
Oh.
You know?
See, I'm glad I brought this topic up then because I'm learning all this other stuff. Like, I'm not no offense, I'm not pre-ordering from GameStop anymore. I'm just gonna walk my ass into a Walmart or ordering from probably. I mean, Walmart is also huge and has their own issues, but like Amazon. Like, I really want to do my best to not be so reliant on Amazon.
The problem is Amazon used to be great. Like shit. Sometimes. There were stories that sometimes Amazon, like, you pre-order a game that's supposed to be out, like, let's say the game's supposed to be out on a Thursday. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get the game on Wednesday. Like, Amazon used to be great. You would get the game. Sometimes you get the game early.
I still get that when I like pre-order stuff, which is rare. But like, I got one of my Destiny statues like the day before it was supposed to be released from Amazon. And like, there's a distribution center like literally 15 minutes from my house. So, like, I can get stuff here same day, next day. you know. But I mean, I realize not everybody has that, and sometimes it takes them 3 or 4 or 5 days to get it to me, and I'm like, why am I paying for Prime? You know,
Exactly.
What do you? I don't watch any of your crap. You know, my wife does, so I guess that's another reason why I do. But you know, it's like I want my stuff in the 2 days that you promised me, Amazon, and on day of release, Amazon.
Yeah.
We're for sale, Amazon, by the way. If you want to buy us, it's cool. I'll stop talking shit right now.
You know, it's really funny. Just real quick on Amazon. Did you know that I actually graduated in the same class as the kid who essentially invented PillPack that got bought out by Amazon?
What?
What?
I was like, damn, you're a genius.
Wow. You missed the boat on that guy.
I know.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn, you couldn't have just been his girlfriend for like a hot second?
Yeah.
No, I guess it just was not meant to be.
Could have married him for like 6 months and then divorced him if you didn't like him that much.
Ah, damn it.
Dollar bills.
It's true. It's true. But like, I don't know. I really kind of don't pre-order anything anymore. Mostly because like a lot of the things I would pre-order come to Game Pass day one. Also, Game Pass changed the way I did a lot of that too.
Yeah, true.
Although I will say, Destiny is like the one thing that I do pre-order. As soon as it goes up for sale, I will pre-order it. Did not get the $250 collector's edition though this time. Mostly because it's $250.
Yeah, I couldn't go in on that insane ass $300 Horizon Forbidden West pre-order.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking nice, but no, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The Destiny collector's edition comes with like the ghost, like the new ghosts that are in the game, like the little robot guy that follows you around in that game, and it comes with the Hive ghost, which is the whole thing is that, long story short, the bad guys have stolen the light and learned how to harness it and create their own ghosts, and you have to go in and stop it. And so what I did was I went on Amazon and bought the little $15 ghost to stick on my desk.
There you go.
$250.
Actually, I finally was able to look it up. Because I know you mentioned, LeRon, like over the recent years, a lot of the pre-order bonuses just are, I don't want to call them garbage, but they're really
substandard.
Yeah, and especially if it's Nintendo, they might not even grant them to certain regions. Like they're known for like releasing bonuses in like Canada and Europe, but nope, not America. But anyway.
Yeah, what's up with that shit?
I don't know. But Elden Ring, this like the bonus almost made me want to buy the game. Well, I do want to buy the game too, but if you pre-order at GameStop, or I don't know if it's like pre-order in general, but you actually get, what does it say? Pre-order and purchase Elden Ring to receive exclusive Steed Whistle replica. What is that? I don't know. It looked like a ring. I don't know, the whistle or okay, maybe it's a whistle. I don't know. It looked like a ring.
Now I will say this: like I will probably jump on your pre-order if it includes some type of wearable, you know, especially like a good quality wearable, you know.
Cool. I have the Uncharted Nathan Drake ring.
The ring, yeah, from Uncharted 2, right? Was it Uncharted 2 or 3?
I think it was 3. I think it was 3.
Yeah.
So, but I have that. I also have a statue, but it melted in a fire. So.
Oh no,
man,
that's awful.
Man, talk about bad luck.
Yeah, it's okay. Nathan Drake's just a little bendy now. It's fine.
Yeah, I just I don't know, the art postcards from Arceus. I could just print it. They're like I could print them from the Nintendo website. I hate to say it's like, wow, they're like this big, and I don't know. And sometimes when you read, like, you'll get an art book with something, if not a pre-order, but like you said, a special edition. I feel like you have to read the specifics because some of the art books are like this big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the book that came out, Metroid Dread, wasn't bad.
Yeah, I used to collect the art books, and then like they started getting real tiny in the game, so I would just buy the real ones. But now, like, literally the day after they come out on Amazon, they're like 50% off, so I just wait if I want them. Like the the Horizon Collector's Edition guide with the art book in the back of it is like $60, and it was on sale today for like $24.
Damn.
And I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend 60 when you have it on sale for 24, So.
I know. I'm just thinking, like, maybe, do you think the popularity of pre-orders will go down? Like, do you think people will ever wise up? Because I know I've learned my lesson fast.
I think
not enough people will wise up because the one thing we know for sure is there's people who always want to show off. Like there are. They just want to like, like, oh, look what I have, like I got this, It's just one of those things, So yeah, like there's always gonna be people. It's just like when we see online when someone like makes a post and there's always someone that has their first response is first, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing applies.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the times, and I really try to keep this in mind when we're talking, especially maybe not so much on this show because this show's pretty generalized, but like on Arsenal X or Pow Block or something, where like we live in a different realm of gaming than a lot of other people do, right? A lot of people just go into Walmart, they look at the gaming section, they see a game that looks interesting, and they pull it off the shelf and take it home, right? Or you have like the hardcore people for like one specific game that need the physical copies, like they will pre-order that game because they love it. Like Halo, right? There's like so many things you could pre-order for Halo. And what I actually like that Xbox did and Bethesda started doing a couple years ago was like you could pre-order the special edition without the game, because then they let you choose. Okay, and they would obviously knock that price off of the special edition of the game. Like if a collector's edition is usually like, $200, the collector's edition would be $120, and then you could go buy the game either digitally or physically or whatever, because like a lot of people started making that transition from physical to digital, and they're like, what am I going to do with this disc? Am I going to trade it in and then purchase the game again? Am I going to spend $90 on the $60 game?
Yeah.
So.
And you brought one thing. My brain is buffering. The one thing that's also kind of changing the way I'm thinking about buying games is now that I do have Game Pass. Like I am aware that many games do come out to Game Pass just in general, but also a big chunk of them are day one. And I'll admit, like I don't have the game off the top of my head, but there's a particular release for 2022 that I know will be on an Xbox platform. More of like an indie, like it's not a AAA title. I just again, it escaped my mind. So, and I really want to buy it. Like I want to own this game, but part is like, ooh, do I really want to pay $40 or whatever when maybe there's a likelihood it'll be on Games Pass? I don't know if you and the Arsenal X crew have like a way to tell if it's likely going to be on Game Pass or if it's just a pure gamble. We'll see. Or
a lot of the more popular indies usually show up on Game Pass at some point. Like Hades did day one on Xbox release, right? Nobody Saves the World, Cyber Shadow showed up. There's a lot of games that will probably show up on Game Pass at some point. Yeah. Whether it's like the 6 month or a year contract that they sign, I don't know, but I would think it's pretty safe to say that in indie, like Death's Door was a weird one, right? Because it came out 3 months before it hit Game Pass. And then everybody started talking about it, and it sold so many copies, and then it showed up on Game Pass.
It showed up on Game Pass.
And I'm like, oh, well, I haven't gotten a chance to play it, but I bought it because I wanted to support the developer, and it didn't show up on Game Pass. So I bought it, and now it's on Game Pass, and I kind of like, I don't want to say I wasted $20 or whatever, but like, I kind of wasted $20. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, here's one. I don't think this was the exact game, but Tunic is going to be available Xbox and PC. So I'm like, all right, it's not PlayStation yet. It's not Nintendo yet, if at all.
That game will hit Game Pass the day it comes to PlayStation and Nintendo. Okay. That seems to be how they did it, because with Death's Door, it came to Game Pass the week before it hits PlayStation.
Okay. See, that's when I gotta now play the patient game. Like, do I need to fight that urge of being first to get it. Unless I want to write a game review, obviously that's different. But like if it's just something I want to play, it's okay.
Yeah. And then like the thing too is when things leave Game Pass, right? Like obviously Microsoft's first party stuff isn't going to leave Game Pass because that's their stuff. Unless it's like Forza and has something to do with licensing, right? Those things leave Game Pass. But like if it's an indie or, you know, Outriders is going to leave Game Pass at some point because it's a Square game. And I bet it leaves Game Pass maybe like a month or two after that DLC drops this year. And so it was on sale for $14.99 and I ended up just buying it, you know? And I do that a lot with Game Pass games. Like Cyber Shadow just left Game Pass and it's a game I wanted to play and just never got around to. So it was on sale. So I bought it. I bought it on Switch because it was on sale on Switch too, but I ended up just buying it because I want to play it, you know? And Switch is a great place for indie games, by the way, in case anybody in the last 5.5 years didn't figure that out.
Indie games and inappropriate waifu games.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Oh boy, do I have a story for you for After Dark for that.
All right.
I found out something last week that I want to talk about a little bit. But we'll talk about it on After Dark. It's funny.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, pre-ordering, like I don't have anything against it, you know, and like the next time if Destiny comes out with like a big collector's edition, like there's a statue that I've been wanting for Destiny that's not out yet, but like the pre-orders were gone in like 5 minutes and they're waiting for more stock. And like I really want it. They're like, so what they partnered with this company called Numbskull Entertainment and they are making all the Destiny collectibles and like the 12-inch statues are $70 a piece.
Wow.
I have a couple. I'll show them to you in a minute. I'm sure you've probably seen them. But like one of the most popular character in Destiny history, like for the 30th anniversary of Bungie, they created a statue for this character and it sold out in like five minutes.
Oof.
And like I was at work when they announced it, so like I couldn't like sit there and wait for it, you know, and it's gone, you know, and usually Amazon gets a stock in right after they release, and that's how I've gotten the last 3. But I've signed up for notifications on like 4 different websites for this thing. Which is dumb because it's just going to sit on my shelf and be like, you know, it's Cade giving a thumbs up, you know, but
Yeah.
Hey, everyone has that like thing that they're passionate about. Like I will probably spend more money on anything Zelda related if it's like collectibles, and people will be like, why? But like everyone has their thing.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be that way with Zelda, and then I went like even with the Breath of the Wild, that really nice one that came with the Master Sword kind of, you know, the whatever, you know what I mean, Master Sword in the thing. I don't know.
I wish people could see that hand gesture. If you guys are audio,
you don't like this hand gesture? What?
Or this?
I mean,
anyway.
Sorry, Stephanie. Didn't mean to get you excited with my hand gestures. But yeah, I don't know. Nintendo stuff is just getting way too out of hand. I stopped getting Amiibo. You know, like, and there's Amiibo that I want. Like, I want the Banjo one. I would really like a Bayonetta one, but they're just like, they're so expensive, and then they don't remake them. Like, they don't put more out, and it's like,
that's the one thing I don't understand about the Amiibo. Okay, I understand like not everything should be printed perpetually for forever and stuff like that. Yeah, but at the same time, like I look at it like this: like if your game, if the game that the Amiibo represents is still on the shelves, like you should at least have like a proportionate number of Amiibo to the game it represents. If that makes sense. Like they were
Smash ones.
Yeah, exactly. They were pimping the fuck out of like the Super Smash for like, how long was Smash like a viable game? Like
it still is. They just released another character like 2 or 3 months ago. Like their last character was Sora.
I mean that technically is end of life, but still, you know. So throughout all this time,
they still have events every week for Smash. Like the spirit boards come out every week. What I
meant by end of life, I meant that you know they're no longer adding new content to the game. Yeah, that's what I meant. But but yeah, like I mean, it's like as long as that game was running, like like there should have been availability for amiibos, related to that game.
Right.
I understand, like screw you, you're trying to find like any of the Breath of the Wild amiibos, like that game was technically a launch title, I get that. But,
they did a limited reprint of the champions when well, they did that too, but like they did a limited reprint of the champions like right when Age of Calamity came out. But it was extremely limited. And it's like, why would you do that? Just print them. It's Zelda. They're gonna sell.
Yeah.
Or like the damn Animal Crossing ones that came out with the Wii U festival, like the board game that nobody played on Wii U, and then they were all like $1 for 3 years, and then when New Horizons came out, they shot up to over like $100 a piece. I should have just bought all of them from Toys R Us when they closed. That's what I should have done. I've been sitting on a gold mine. I would have a real chair, a house. But like even like the Fire Emblem ones that I would like to have, I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time because I'm sitting here looking at the male Byleth amiibo. It's $47. I'm like, I'm not paying $47 for that, let alone like the female one's probably like $80 because so many, horny anime dudes out there that just want to.
We're not going to talk about Mithra.
Yeah, right. Jeez. Anyway.
No, I always wanted the Monster Hunter. I don't play Monster Hunter, and I want the Monster Hunter amiibo, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I imported mine from Japan.
It's actually cheaper to do that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's cheaper to import ones from Japan because people want the entire like English set, right? And they don't want their boxes to get messed up. I opened all mine. I'm gonna, I play with my toys.
I'm one of those dumbass kids too. Like it comes out the box.
Yeah. I don't care. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna sell it?
The box.
And then 20 years later, I think about buying a second one to keep unopened.
Yeah. But then it's like, oh well, by the time this is gonna be worth anything to anybody, I'm just gonna probably be 6 feet under at that point. So like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like my dumbass grandson's gonna sell it, not realizing how much of a collector's item it was.
Yeah, he's gonna sell it for like $30 to buy weed or something. Like
exactly.
So, anyways, pre-ordering.
Yeah,
pre-order. I do it for the stuff I care about. For the stuff I care about, or for the stuff that I know. Monster Hunter, I'm guaranteed to pre-order. Mass Effect, I'm guaranteed to pre-order. Shit, even like hell, like games that are attached to like people, the creatives that I love, I will pre-order. So I guarantee you, like when Callisto Protocol comes out, when it gets close, when they get a release date announced, I will pre-order that because that's the team that originally did Dead Space. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I almost feel like it has the opposite effect on me, given like the last two pre-orders getting them late. I think the games that I care about the most and want to play immediately, I'll probably not pre-order and just go to the store.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but
yeah. Anyways, good topic, Stephanie.
Yeah, thanks. As we wrap up, I don't know if we want to touch base real quick to give the audience a heads up that we will be doing a 2022 kind of bracket.
Oh yeah,
fantasy thing.
Yeah, so we kind of tested this out on Arsenal X the other day, and like, I mean, I brought it up for this show before then, but I kind of wanted to see like how it would go. And so next week it's just gonna be us three, but we're gonna do a 2022 video game Metacritic draft, and everybody's just gonna bring a list of games. And for those of you who don't know how drafting works, we're just gonna throw all the 2022 games in a big pot. Now we have to figure out what we're doing about the games that came out already, right? Because like Pokemon's out, Dying Light's out, and there's another big release recently, but. Rainbow Six, I guess.
Uncharted Legacy of Thieves?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll
Rainbow Six Extraction did come out recently too.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of figure our way around the games that are already out. But basically what we're going to do is if anybody's ever done like a fantasy draft in a sports game or anything, all the games are going to be put in a pool, and we're just going to pick out, like, Stephanie will pick a game, and then that game's gone. You can't pick that game the next person can't pick that game for the list. And then LeRon will go, and then I'll go, and then we'll just keep going until, we pick 10 games that we think this will score the highest on Metacritic this year. And you can pick games that you think will come out this year but aren't guaranteed. And so if that game doesn't come out this year, you get a big goose egg.
It's disqualified. Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we're gonna do a 2022 video game draft next week. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Stay tuned. And you know what? Thankfully, 2022, as we've said several times in this episode, previous episodes, other podcasts, this is a stacked year. So even if we miss out on like 4 or 5 big titles of January, there's still so much to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
plus,
like February is already being classified as hell month.
Mm-hmm. Also, like after Gamescom, I think we're gonna do like a round 2 type thing where if they announce games that are coming out like in the fall or whatever, Nintendo likes to announce a lot of things that are coming out within 6 months, and I know Xbox has a lot of clarification to do on their roadmap as well. So we'll do a check-in after Gamescom, and we'll pick, I think, up to 5 more games for our list.
Right.
So look forward to that, everybody. It's gonna be a good time.
Get psyched.
Yep.
Psyched. Sorry, that was my excited voice. I'll keep it down. So, anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Boss Rush podcast.
You almost said Arsenal X, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. Dude, this is the 5th podcast I've done this week, okay?
Wow.
I want to take a nap.
What did I tell you, bro? Well, I understand. Like, it's been a crazy week with the Bungie news and God, and the state of play, which I actually missed today. Like, I'm gonna have to watch that later.
Yeah. So what we did was like I recorded Arsenal X, right, on Sunday. Monday, we did standard def, the MCU standard def, and then after that, I recorded an emergency episode of Tower Casuals with Josh because of the Bungie news, and then yesterday we had already kind of pre-scheduled a standard def for Indiana Jones, and then this, and then After Dark tonight, and then tomorrow is another Tower Casuals if Josh or I don't lose power because snow. Anyways, thank everybody for watching and or listening. I want to thank our guest, BlondGirlGames, for joining us tonight. I know she's not here, but still thanking your guest. And LeRon, where can we find you? I kind of lost my place. It's fine.
All right, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Exodus803. That's also my Twitch and YouTube channels, as well as my gamer tag on PlayStation Network, EXODUS803, and on Xbox Live is Exodus0803.
Why is it 0803?
Because somebody scooped my damn gamer tag.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have that problem a lot.
Yeah. I have that problem. And you know what? Someone scooped that damn gamer tag years ago. It's not like the whole fiasco with YouTube. Someone scooped that years ago. It drove me insane. Don't forget Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/Exodus803. Crossroads PlayStation Podcast Show with myself, Austin Campbell, Nelly Lott, and Chris True. And I am the host of Boss Rush After Dark. You already know how to get to it. Go look for it. Spend the dollar.
Spend the dollar. Stephanie, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Klimov, KLIMOV_author. And you'll see me here every Wednesday night. I'm also part of After Dark, some standard def shows, and find my articles on bossrush.net.
Nice. You can find me at IamCoreyHT on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast, and Standard Definition, and After Dark, and all these other things here on Boss Rush Network. You can find all of our content on bossrush.net. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Remember to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. We will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.